Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another Friday SitRep. We have an awesome, great warm month pre-order that we're gonna have Dan go over. It's T80 week because Red October is still rolling strong. Got a new minifigure, got some randos to take a look at. It's a full episode. So, without further ado, let's head on into the design room, take a closer look at what Brickmania was up to this week. Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome to the design room. Mary, what are you working on?
Nothing you gotta worry about.
Oh, okay, all right, never mind. Guess we're not checking in with Mary. Let's go check in with Dan then, because we've got a Warspite to look at. Holy smokes, look at the size of this ship. It's like, I think 22 inches long is the final count on how long this thing is.
And it's solid.
Yeah, very, very solid.
It's heavy duty. So it actually is designed to have four, so it's the stand that it's on has four pieces on it. But I've taken off the outer two pieces of the stand because it doesn't need it.
Because it just holds.
I realized after I built it, it's so sturdy that you could pick it up from one
end.
And, yeah, not a problem.
So that's pretty cool. Any of you guys who like building those wooden ships or displaying those, this has kind of got that same feel to it as it stretches out there. So this can do a waterline and with the full hull, right?
Yes, you can take off everything you see in the red is below water. The finished version will actually have a black line down the entire hull. So there will be tiles, printed tiles and elements. All the elements of the waterline will be printed. There'll be portholes on here, anchors, details that we can't necessarily model this scale in the Lego bricks we're doing printing on. So it's 85 printed.
I was just about to say, what he's talking about is the 85 printed elements that are going to be on this thing. So not only is there a ton of detail packed into the superstructure and the model in general in 1/350 scale, but also we're going to add to it with putting in some UV printing.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this final model. Dan, thank you for checking in. All right, now taking a closer look at this week's new minifig release, the Russian Officer. We had some infantry with some various pouches and loadouts come out last week. Now you've got the guy who's going to lead them, right?
Oh, absolutely. This guy's fun to make. Obviously goes really well with those previous releases of the Soviet infantry. So Officer here, we have a little bit of a color shifted tunic going on there. A bit darker material, slightly nicer fabric. And it's probably newer compared to what some of the troops would be wearing. So obviously it's a bit darker color in that respect as well. Got the collar tabs going on there. So this is probably a bit earlier in the war, although wouldn't be unheard of to see collar tabs a little bit more into the war. A little pistol belt there with that pistol holster, which is cool. And then all new 3D printed officer cap there.
3D and UV.
Yes,
excellent.
and UV printed. It's cool seeing like these Soviet officer caps they're huge. They're pretty funny.
Yeah, that's quite the overhanging. What would you even call that? Cap ledge.
And then we have some boots in the bottom as well.
Very, very cool. Awesome. Thank you, Landon. Another excellent officer to help lead the troops that you picked up last Friday. All right, and finally, for our last stop here on our check-ins, let's take a little look at the Rando's Creation Station. As you can see, we have quite a lot to work through, but we've made some progress as well. The beginning of the Horde. Soon to be available to the general public. Gonna be exciting. So this is a really cool model, very unique, kind of the first time that we've seen Dan build in this scale. The detail's incredible. It's about 22 inches long. I think actually maybe a touch over that. 85 custom printed elements on the queue for this thing. Yep. 85 portholes. There's going to be like a black line around it, some other details, etc. that are going to go in there.
Yeah, I just finished working on the printing artwork for that.
Did you?
Yeah, working a little late for that, but. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. That water line is gonna add a nice little touch to that.
Yeah, this is just a very, very elite model in a really cool scale. I'm glad that Dan decided to do something along this line rather than trying to do not the same scale as the Johnston, because that was a destroyer obviously, but somewhere around the same size, because I felt like this was a lot more approachable price point. Plus, for any of those out there who like to collect the wooden model ships, etc., you kind of recognize this scale as something that is pretty easily displayable on your mantle and or desk or whatever you got going on, and this is no exception. And the fact that it's brick built is super cool. It's something you get to put together. You don't need any wood glue or anything. It just is another Siskin masterpiece. So very, very cool. As Dan was kind of going over, it does have some functions. All your batteries turn as they should, and then even the rudders in the back will move a little bit too. So some fun play features. You can move all these little guns here and there. We got the full specs up online. Take a look at that. This is going to be an incredible model once it's finished. Really looking forward to the designer's desk.
Me as well.
Pretty sweet, huh?
Yeah, very cool.
I was pretty fired up about the Warspite, so I'm glad to see that. The actual release this week just sold out during the birthday sale on Wednesday.
Oh no. Well,
So props to you guys who got in on the T80. We'll have Mary's designer's desk up hopefully this weekend for that. Take a little bit closer look at this modern Russian marvel. I like the printing on it, turned out well.
Yes.
So I know when we originally talked about this, we talked about these side skirts a little bit. We
Right.
about the pond hockey liner
Yeah,
we were
we
attempting
were,
to use, but we changed what we went with
we
for a little
stepped up
better material.
the fanciness of this. So initially, yeah, we were going to use a hockey pond liner, being from Minnesota. That's just readily available
Right,
at
especially
the
this time
grocery
of year.
store, anywhere. You know, you can just get it anywhere. It's hard to not have it. No, so we found actually something a little bit nicer. This is actually designed for a plotter cutter. So let us know what you think about it for if you pick it up. It's kind of we're testing out this new material. It's got a really it's perfectly simulating kind of that rubber mud flap material
Exactly.
at Lego scale. So we were happy with how that turned out.
Yep, I like the durability of it. It's got a little bit of stretch to it. I think there's still 4 in each kit, whether you want to build a second one or if you have large, intense hands and maybe
It is
you're
really
giving
tough.
a good stretch.
I was trying to damage it. If you're going to damage it, you're probably trying to damage
Exactly.
it. So it's not necessarily fragile, but just in case, just because we haven't used this material in a kit before, we
Right.
threw in another set.
Yeah.
Just in case.
So, and then obviously it's got some printing along the sides and on the top here. Looks really nice. Got that douche gun top.
Yeah.
Some opening
That's
hatches.
just an intimidating
etc.
looking gun.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a big,
cool.
big gun. So cool tank. Comes with a little modern Russian tanker. You want to go over him real quick?
Yeah, Digiflora camo. Again, on this guy similar to the Little Green Men that we released recently. And it's got that tanker jumpsuit, and there's a special tanker. I don't know if it's like a ballistic vest or if it's like some shrapnel protection, but there is a special vest that is tanker specific that comes out with this guy. This is a slight reworking from an earlier design from a couple years back. Similar, but there's some updates to it. But overall, I think it's going to go nicely with this tank.
Yeah, very, very cool. I like the something about a dark green tanker suit. Just kind of works. Yeah, it just kind of works. Looks intimidating. You went over the Russian officer and a little check-in. So let's bump down to our last thing. These aren't coming out this weekend. Remember, it's going to be Halloween weekend. But we wanted to give you a little first look at some of the randos we've been putting together. So there you go. There's a little closer look at some of the new 3D printed elements that we're going to have available in the randos lineup, as well as imperfect caliber.
Imperfect caliber. I couldn't tell what was wrong with most of them.
Yeah, there's some of them that are really, really good.
It might have just been some coloration testing or the wrong color gun or something.
Right.
I think you put these together, didn't
Correct.
you? Yes.
Yep. I put them together. Landon's got a nice little pile set up for some projects we have coming up, including the randos. Stay tuned for more details on that. But I really love the detail that having a plethora of printed weapons,
Oh, yeah.
even if they're funkily printed, brings to the table. And then so my favorite thing about the randos has always been the multiple heads, because I kind of like how in Lego every once in a while they have the like stern face and then the face on the other side or something like that. I like that randos kind of makes fun of that unintentionally, where you'll have like a masked face
I don't think
and
this
then a
guy's head
happy
is even on
face.
straight. The
then-
faces are like
Right,
off.
exactly.
They're all tests, right?
Exactly. So there's stuff all over the place, but I love just the amount of expressions, the amount of different weird
What's this guy
face
have?
combinations you can make. Really makes the randos a lot of fun.
Super low face on the front. Same face in the back.
Oh, fair enough.
Slightly higher.
Well, they are entirely random. That is how it works. You never know what you're going to get.
Right.
But that's half the fun of it. So as you can see, too, one of the guys on the end there with the yellow pants or tattoos, however you want to look at that, he's got a Brick Arms vest on it that's got some printing. So we do have some of those as well. And then we also have a whole bunch of Brick Arms. We've got some barrels, etc. So expect your randos to be showing up in bags this time. Probably not clamshells. We'll still make sure he's got a card in there with his signature on it so that it keeps up all the awesomeness. But we want to be able to pack as much as we can into the randos, because that's what makes it fun, is being able to get all that kind of stuff. And then, like I was saying, hopefully closer to December, we've got even more fun from the Randoverse ready to go. So we'll see how that pans out. But
Yeah.
the randos are here.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm super excited for the 3D printed elements. There's been a huge demand, just people direct messaging me, asking for these fast helmets. And I mean, again, we're in this like prototype trial phase, and we're printing them kind of as fast as we can. They're going into batches of kits and official figures. But there are occasionally times where batches, maybe there's a slight printing error, or there's just maybe the clutch isn't quite up to our standards. If I were like a model, if I like painting on my minifigures or minifigure helmets, it would still be totally cool.
Oh yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, so I found a big batch, probably 50 or so of these helmets. So there'll be quite a few. These will be more common in these Landos or Randos. So if you're looking to maybe get a hold of one, this will probably be your best bet, other than buying like an official figure or one of the kits, the recent Humvee, I think.
Right, exactly. Well, and remember, it's not because we're not planning on ever selling those standalone again in the future. It's just that we don't have the production ability right now to be able to offer them standalone. We'd be able to do one batch, they'd sell out, and people would be like, when are they coming back? And we'd be like,
right.
Heck if I know. We're totally full back there. So that's just kind of the reality that we deal with right now. But yes, like Landon was saying, if you want to get, part of the reason some people get randos because they like the figure all together. Some people like to part them out and use them. Whatever you use your randos for, this batch I think will have lots and lots of extra goodies included in them. So. Okay, so moving on from there, remember this weekend, 10/23 through 10/25, you can save 15% in all of our retail stores, including our new releases. Those T80 should be in Chantilly, Chicago, and the GHQ, so you can go pick those up. That'll be your last chance to get your hands on those, along with some other cool stuff that the exclusive inventory our stores hold. So make sure to go check those out. 15% off all weekend this weekend. Once again, remember we are still doing our Wounded Warrior fundraiser, so any help we can get on that front, much appreciated. We're still trying to meet our goal by November 11th. Check out the link in the description to help make an impact in that area. You guys have noticed a new site. So we've got the new site up, streamlined quite a few things. It's definitely improved our mobile order capabilities, which was a big thing we wanted to do because we noticed that majority of people are using their phones, etc., to be able to do that kind of stuff. So sorry about the kinks and the quirks. It's kind of something that comes with firing up this stuff. But as we saw on Wednesday, pretty smooth sailing through the sale, and so we expect it to be nice and streamlined moving forward. And then once again, remember those search functions, etc., are all there so that you can lock down exactly what kit you want to see coming back on restock. Then you can pick yourself up a gift card or a gift card for someone else. Secure that free shipping and have them look forward to getting their exact model they're looking forward to.
Yeah. Speaking of that search function, that was one of the biggest improvements that I noticed, and that I've been asking for a while. Is it's a lot more forgiving with your searches. Whereas if you misspell something by or switch two letters around because you're dyslexic, I don't know. It helps a lot because it'll pop up a lot better search results with it. So. Feel free to use that search function.
Yeah, and honestly, that the improvements brought to that might be the fastest way to get anywhere on the site.
Sure.
So obviously, there's still the categories. If you guys are missing them, remember it's just the shop function now. So that whole menu that used to be always there is still always there. And then you guys will notice in the mobile too, you don't have to hold your thumb and try to select the category and not let go, and then if you let go, it's like, oh, sorry, back to the regular page. Now when you click into menus, etc., they'll just stay there, which
yeah,
the old way was not fun in that regard. So I'm glad we see that improvement. And then remember that Veterans Day sale, the next scheduled sale, is going to be the 4th through the 11th of November. Make sure to use those hashtags if you're getting involved in our monthly themes. We got Red October Brick, hashtag Red October Bricks going on this month. Next one will be Great War Bricks, and then finally for December we'll have Homefront Bricks. Already seen a lot of cool stuff from Dan. He's been getting that Sherpa all ready to go. We've got some smoke jumpers on the way. It's going to be an epic December with some incredibly unique stuff. Honestly, looking at the December lineup, there's nothing even close to anything that we've done before.
Yeah, it's a cool turn that we're taking here.
There's literally not one new model that comes out that entire month that I'm like, yeah, that sounds like Brickmania. Everything is like, whoa.
Okay, I'm interested.
So, yeah, I'm really excited for that month. It's going to be awesome. Those pre-orders for select kits will be available throughout November, and then obviously we'll have some releases in December as well. That is everything I've got on my list. Anything else you'd like to add, Landon?
As usual, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much for tuning in. Dylan, you got it.
Catch you on Monday.